All right, we are live. You want to bring us in?
Yes, you.
Yes. Hello, Chief Carmichael is not going to be here today. So I am Lieutenant Michelle Fox, and we want to welcome everybody to our May 5th Campus Safety Committee meeting. Kat, can you call us to order and do roll call, please?
Absolutely. Kat Hoyt, Alternative Program Coordinator, present. Melissa Stein, UPD Parking.
Present.
Communications and Record Supervisor, Adriana Garcia.
Present.
Resident Hall Association, Ricky Bowie Johnson.
Present.
DHRL, I don't have a representative currently. Dean of Students, we will not have a representative. Emergency Manager, Carla Munoz. We will not have a representative for Faculty Senate. Texas State Student Government President, Abby Myers.
Present.
All right, Texas State Student Government Vice President, Emma Stampley. We will not have a representative from facilities, and I do not think we'll have a representative from the library. But last but not least, Bobcat with Disabilities, Teresa.
Here.
All righty. All right, Lieutenant Fox, roll call has been completed.
Okay, everyone, Chief just wanted to extend his thanks to everybody that's attended all year to the Campus Safety Committee meeting. And we are just going to roll straight into our agenda.
So we were going to have updates for the Campus Safety Walk and the Lumens Walk. However, since we do not have a representative for facilities, I'm not able to give an update right now. However, once I do have an update for that, I will be able to send one out to the committee, and I will post it on the website just so we know what we close the academic year out with. But moving, this will be a short committee. All right, hey, welcome. We just got started. Take a seat. So looking at the transit and parking, so Safe Rides is still in operation right now. They will end for the entire academic year on the 13th, which is next May. The day that the library went 24/7, Safe Rides did an after hours program. So they still did their normal route ending at midnight, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. But after they closed, they started doing on campus to Alkek and Alkek to on campus only up until 7 a.m. So we will continue doing that until the 13th once Alkek closes, being 24/7. But as of right now, we are currently sitting at 29,260 rides for the academic year. We still have about a week left, so I do anticipate we'll hit over that 30,000 mark. For our Code Marine rides for the academic year, we're currently sitting at 23. For those of y'all who are not aware, Code Marine rides is our on or off campus sort of emergency ride whenever Bobcats are in need of it. They can call our non-emergency number. Our dispatcher will stay on the line with them, and we'll get, whether it's an officer, PSO, or a UPD staff member out to them and take them to wherever they need to go safely. Up next, we have parking.
Yay. So as promised, this time we have not just for the month, we have, or for the semester, the permits for the entire academic year that we have that are active is 19,163 permits.
100 and what?
163.
163.
And I can give you a breakdown by color if you want them for your records. And then tickets, we have issued 30,488 tickets, and of those, 3,957 of them were dismissed.
Okay.
Sorry.
The permits for the upcoming academic year, our current permits expire on the 2nd of August. So the new permits would be active from August the 3rd to August the 8th of 2027. We try to put them on sale mid-July. Our tentative date is going to be July the 13th of 2026. Depending on whether or not Chief wants to make any major changes that have to be programmed before then. Is our tentative date. And then, of course, I'll get with you for the emails that need to go up for the release of those.
Okay, perfect. And then, like I said, we do not have a representative for facilities. I know that they were gonna talk a little bit about some sort of expected maintenance for garages and parking lots over the summer. So once again, once I have that information, I'll provide it to the committee and I'll post it on the website. Campus security updates, Lieutenant Fox.
Yeah, so Chief Carmichael is super excited to be working on a mutual aid agreement, an MOU with the Hays County Sheriff's Office. They are going to be assisting us with deputies and corrections staff to help with special events, tactical football, and all other campus safety events. This is super important because it's going to help us to ensure staffing levels as well as providing extra security and safety to all of our events and special events on campus.
Awesome. Kate, I know you came in a little late, but just no, you're good. We
It's
did.
the end of the semester.
No, it is. We did say that this was going to be a really quick meeting, but just to let you know, Safe Rides is currently sitting at 29,260 rides for the academic year. They still have a week to go. And then we've had 23 Code Maroon rides for the academic year as well.
Another one. trying to
Another
claw their
one.
way inside.
Successful.
Hey!
sorry I'm late.
No, you're totally good. You're totally good. This is gonna be a super quick one. We're already, honestly, UPD has covered most of it already. So we've already covered Safe Rides updates, the Code Maroon rides. Once the semester ends, I'll be able to break down how many were normal Safe Ride hour or Safe Ride rides and how many were those after hours Owltech rides. I thought I turned my teams off. So I'll be able to provide that to the committee as well. I know that there is a pilot, or it is a pilot program, more than likely, depending on the hours and what it looks like for next semester or for next finals. We'll probably also do off campus. So we'll just do a pilot like that. And then also we are looking at a different app developer for Bobcat Safe Rides to go into the new fall semester with. This new one does look like it'll give us a lot more integration and a lot more ability to do things on the back end where our current one does not. So hopefully we'll be able to give faster and quicker service to all of our Bobcats. But that's all UPD has. I'm going to open it up to any other committee members for any updates, questions. I know we're at the end of the semester, but anything that we want to really hit the ground running with at the beginning of next semester or that sort of stuff, the table is open.
I do have one
Yeah.
question. Have you gotten anything back from the parking audit yet?
Yes, so we have gotten the parking audit back. Chief is still in the process of reviewing it. We're not 100% sure how much we're going to be able to implement, one, by when permits are open, and two, just based off of how much would actually benefit our Bobcats, both faculty, staff, and students, based off of the audit just yet.
My other question I had for the the buses for Bobcat Village next year is moved to freshmen. Have you kind of looked at that, how that's going to work?
I have not. That is a full transportation aspect, and normally Dan would be able to comment on that. But I will make sure to mention it to him that for that. So the bus is directly for Bobcat Village.
I can speak a little bit to some of that too from a housing perspective. So this summer, there's a couple updates on our end. We're obviously this week and then next week is move out, right? As folks are rolling. So my safety update is just, be prepared for some added shuffling around, right? It's not as smooth as move-in because it happens more sporadically, and loading everything versus unloading something that mom, dad packed very nicely and neatly for you, and now coming and unloading a room is a very different lift. So just keep in mind for that piece. And then this summer we'll be operating Cypress and Malconis as our primary summer housing apartments, and we will use Bobcat Village for the summer in a limited fashion. We do have a smaller staff contingency over there, and really that was more for some of our folks who are like international students if they're continuing into the fall, because we will have some small amounts of upper division over there for next year. Or some folks who are moving off campus after the end of the summer, we're like, just hang here, right? That seems like a lot to have to shuffle you twice. But we've already we pay independently to transportation to extend summer services to Bobcat Village until we add the extension from 5:45 to 10 p.m. In the summer. And then we've also requested and pay for Welcome Week that Monday, Tuesday, for it to go until midnight for some of those late night things over there. And so we pay for a little bit more of that. Now, once we get into the academic year, it should follow the same shuttle piece. But for extended summer piece, because they won't run in the summer unless we pay for them, we do. Even though it's a smaller amount, we're expecting like less than 100 folks over there. We didn't want to remove that access. So we pay for that as the housing department each summer when we have folks there. So that's the thing. And then, Hilltop 2 is still being built. So just mind your P's and Q's around the area. She's going up quick. She'll be
Yeah.
topped out by the end of July.
Really? Okay.
So, and then some of the panels will start arriving to be put on. So
So do we fully expect by the fall semester students will be able to move in or?
absolutely not. No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
She won't be. Nobody say that. She will be ready for occupancy by fall of 27.
27, okay.
Completion date is supposed to be sometime in like May of 27. And
Okay.
then we gotta furnish it,
Got it.
clean it, stock
Okay.
it.
Okay.
So that gives us a little bit.
Okay.
It's a few more months longer of a build than Castro was, but it's also 1,500 beds.
And then they'll be here before we know it, so.
Sure.
Will we have the opportunity for hard hat tours for campus affiliates?
Sure, when we get a little bit closer, probably for some select groups, we can do some of that. I think we're tying in, part of why I'm sure everybody got like the chillers down like May 18th and 25th. So we're tying in some of those lines so that we can run some air like 6th floor and down starting in August when it's the surface of the sun
Mhm.
outside. So once we get a little bit further along, and we've got, because I think by early fall, we'll also have some set up rooms. So we can do, like we'll have a model room, as I'm doing like VIP hard hat things. So yeah.
Anybody else? Any questions, concerns, comments? Like I said, anything that y'all want us to hit the ground running for the next semester? I told y'all this was going to be a quick one. Just a reminder for everyone, next week we do have our spring commencement. This is going to be our biggest commencement that the university has ever had. Saturday specifically, our 10 a.m. is going to have over 700 graduates. So be mindful and aware of traffic. We are going to be closing the 100 block of Charles Austin for traffic all 3 days, as well as a portion of University Drive.
University Drive,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A portion of University Drive will go down to one lane for the bus shuttle.
Is
So,
that where all those cones are?
Yes.
CGC?
mhm,
Yeah.
yes,
I was like,
Yes.
what is that?
yes,
That's why the circle was up. Okay, that makes more
So
sense.
reminder as well for clear back policy.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
and it will be a clear bag policy, for commencement. So we do have it on our website and I can link it if y'all give me 2 seconds. And then we are moving forward, which we have done in the past, of all of our major events, our clear bag policy. So
I just want to be able to tell parents when they're, like, this is for commencement activity, not for move out traffic restrictions.
and then so I do want to address a comment
Leaving anyway.
that we got. So Safe Rides absolutely has had some difficulties this semester. Unfortunately, we are 100% student run at night and we do have a limited amount of vehicles. The university is looking into a fleet program to increase our vehicles that we will have. And we are increasing our staff. However, we can't increase our staff if we can't increase our vehicles. But that is something that we are in the process of working on. And then this new app that we were looking at, the current app right now automatically auto groups calls and our leads have no availability to go and separate calls. So a lot of times the app thinks that this is the best way to group it and it really isn't. So this new app that we're looking at will actually give the dispatcher and the lead the ability to adjust calls and regroup and reroute calls. So I do expect call wait times to go down dramatically with that, because who better knows are driving around our campus at night than our drivers running this program. So yes, that is something that we are aware of, and it is something that we are in the process of looking at fixing.
Thank you.
But, all right, Abby or Teresa, do y'all have anything online?
Just wanted to say thank you for what you've been doing for Bobcat Safe Rides. I know Alkek opening 24 hours, that was an initiative that I started about a year and a half ago. And so the provost being able to sign on, but then also we couldn't do that without y'all's help either. So thank you for being part of that safety piece.
Of course, and like I said, we hope with it being a pilot this year, next year we'll be able to expand it to off-campus drop-offs, and we'll pilot that, and it might be that where you're not having an exuberant amount of calls, we might even be open to off-campus pickups to bring to Alkek. So that's another pilot that we'll do once in. But Teresa, do you have anything?
I think I remember Chief mentioned something about like zoning for all the scooters and bikes and stuff when people are like walking around campus. Is he planning on doing anything soon, or?
So with us at the end of the semester, we are looking at everything right now. It's not something that we can really implement that quickly. I do know that Dan Costello and his group at facilities is working on some different bike racks. We've started working more with signage and enforcement about bikes being on 88 ramps and that sort of stuff. So on a back end, we are doing some stuff, but specifically what you're talking about zonings and like scooter and bike traffic areas, no, not just yet, because it's a little bit of a bigger picture and not just the police department.
On that same line, I had somebody reach out to me. So who would we need to get together to, because there does not seem to be hard written policies pertaining to scooters on campus, not just where you can ride them, but where you can store them and scooter use. And I had somebody reach out to me, they're in their particular building, people were bringing their scooters inside and they were putting them in the hallway, and it was blocking the flow of traffic in the hallway and it was causing an issue. But when they tried to reach out to somebody else, they were told that there's no existing policy, so they couldn't help them move them.
Do you know what building it was? Was it an academic or was it a housing building?
It was an academic building.
The building manager should reach out to general counsel. Generally, they can assist with creating and getting them in touch with who creates the UPPSs, but it would have to be somebody from the department who does it.
And
They also
since,
have policy restricted in the halls, but
Yeah.
that doesn't really help the academic part of it.
yeah,
They obey that all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Please don't say that.
Yeah, you can have policies can be created, but like usually it has to be somebody from the department that has to reach out. General counsel can usually help them with like wording and things like that, but again, it has to be the department that reaches out to them in order to get
I'll let
it.
her know.
yeah, and then like I said, we are looking at a designated scooter and bike secure lock areas. That's something that Dan Cassell and his group are stream heading. So hopefully once that's in, and it does sound like it could be in for fall or sometime in the fall semester, if I remember correctly, that will also help a little bit more of, we'll know we have these designated parking spaces as opposed to just park your scooter. So.
I think we're trying to, I know it, for Juniper and Verbena Halls, I've approved some like, plug pieces around the bike racks to try to be like, I realize you're bringing them in because you're trying to charge them in your room, but like all kinds of safety stuff.
Right.
And
Right.
floors and, all the other things. So we're trying to pilot a little bit of that before we make this huge, there's so many different ways. And we have a couple buildings like, Frizio has some outdoor outlets by the rocking chairs. And so
Yes.
you see people like looping there. So I'm like, okay, how do I make this a better solution and put some racks here by the power source? And so we're trying some of that and that to see if that helps. We've been tied in with Dan and Emma and sustainability on,
Yeah.
let's try this here, and try to see what actually hits.
Mhm.
Now, do they have to register them in any way like they do with bikes?
So you are not required to register bikes or scooters, period, on campus. We do recommend that if you are going to be bringing a bike or a scooter to campus, to at least have your serial number. That way, if it ever gets stolen, that's how we're able to log it and track it and possibly get it back to you if we're able to recover it. I do know that there has been a couple of transitions of where the bike cave is housed. It's now under the Office of Sustainability. So I don't know if they are looking at it more of just what their plans are with the future of the bike cave, if it's going to be permits or that sort of stuff, or if it would fall under like a parking permitting sort of situation. But as of right now, there's no requirement. All righty, well, if that is it, like I said, tonight would be a quick one. So we thank you all for coming, everybody on the committee, online, and all of our viewers. Thank you all for joining. It has been a wonderful semester and a wonderful academic year. And we will have the dates for the San Marcos Campus Safety Committee. And then starting in the fall, we will also have a separate Round Rock Campus Safety Committee. So we are going to be targeting both campuses. But yeah. All right, everyone. Lieutenant Fox, do you want to bring us home?
Thank you on behalf of Chief Carmichael, and he will talk to you soon.
All right.